Delhi, once again, we got him. Delhi and Nabassa on Dry Arabia up against the double knights of Rus and French.
Yeah, this is very signature comfort pick for every player in this lobby, right? Baltoon for French, Sassy for Rus, and then Elyona for Delhi, coRe on the Abbasids. I mean, it just all kind of fits. coRe obviously is very comfortable with those civs that can boom up a little bit more. Elio, I'd say his most games are like Delhi, French, and I know he's been leveling up his Malian recently. So yeah, everyone just kind of getting what they want. Going to be an interesting matchup, though. I'd say, like, Oiling Bull have the edge, not just based on seeding, but based on, like, experience, right? Baltoon brings almost unrivaled level of experience in team games in the West. coRe and Elyona going to have to show that they can level up. And considering coRe was literally in Twitch chat earlier asking Cal what level he is on Path of Exiles, I am somewhat dubious as to what he's been spending the last week doing. Should we find out?
I think I already hear the sheep signaling us that the game is about to go on. And there we go, jumping into our game number one right away. It's the third set of this last day outside of the group, outside of the playoffs. Elyona and coRe versus Baltoon and Sass.
Yeah, and Baltoon and Sassy should be a formidable force. Baltoon basically on his signature civ for team games, although I debate that. I think actually he's started to make a name for himself as like the go-to Japanese player in team settings, usually more for the 3v3 and 4v4. He's just very efficient in those transitions, but his bread and butter has always been the French. Elyona, no one would be surprised to see him with the Delhi. And coRe, he likes to try and be more aggro. I mean, even in 1v1 tournaments recently, when he's up against players that are very good at late game, he's been taking a more aggressive line to try and evolve. But at his heart, we know what coRe loves to do.
I mean, Baltoon at his heart is a French main. The issue in 3v3s and 4v4s is that Jiggly can only play Byzantines and French, so he's going to give French to Jigglypuff if push comes to shove.
I do think Japan works very well once you're beyond 2v2s, though, because they are weirdly efficient at trading and scaling, right? It's like Horse Archers feel good for the timing in 2v2s, and we'll probably see some here. But when you go 3v3s, 4v4s, like, you want something that's good for a timing attack, but then scales afterwards. So Onimusha are a bit weaker than Horse Archer initially, but they scale much better in the late game, right? And you're never losing that back line, so it scales really well. So that's kind of the difference with Horse Archer here, is I feel like whenever you have Rus, and they're definitely thinking Horse Archer, you do put yourself on a bit of a timing to have done enough damage. Otherwise, you just have to transition away with not much gained.
The issue with Onimusha that I see is, for one, they have a lot less health. They don't benefit from Boya's Fortitude. And they also cost a lot of gold. 60 gold. And it's just something, a unit that if you lose your ball once, it is tough to remass. It's not impossible, but you're not going to want to be in that situation.
I agree. They're a little bit polarizing, right? Because it's just, I think we're in a crossbow meta, and the reason they seem to be viable is because they have that mobility. But, you know, we can talk about Japanese later when they'll likely be coming out. For now, we do have potential for crossbows down the line. Both Rus and French like to get to that, and it is realistic to expect it in this game if it goes deep enough, right? Like, Abbasids will want to go for an infantry comp, and Delhi will want to go for elephants. So we'll see if it gets that deep. Really, the onus is on Baltoon and Sassy to stop it going that deep. Right, you are against two civs that thrive in the late game.
Yeah, definitely do. So you want to play this one aggressively. Don't think Sass is going to go for something like a 2TC play. Golden Gate is coming in. There might be a timing where he wants to go for potentially just something that I've actually seen a couple of times is Golden Gate into just mass all-in feudal age archer play. Is a possibility. Don't think it's going to necessarily happen here, but I like it in theory. Because what you can do, all the passive gold that you get with your bounty, with the double hunting cabins, you just use all of that in order to balance out your economy more onto food and wood. That way you're just able to flood in more and more archers.
I mean, in theory it works here because coRe didn't go for military wing, right? Otherwise, it would sound like a really subpar play just because you'd be bloating archer v archer, and Abbasids would eventually get castle into an immediate play into the better attack speed, right? But it could potentially work here. I think the more likely is just Baltoon's going to poke. Sassy's probably going to go for greed. Looking at the value of the spawn, I mean, I'd love to see him actually just use one of his scouts when he comes back to shove the deer in towards the berry for the double whammy value there. Sorry, looking at the wrong way around. The deer on the backside towards his like tree line to gather there. And that should give him enough safe food I mean, the question is whether there's going to be that much pressure coming, right? Because if Elyona is the only one moving across map, he's not going to want to move across map with Ghazi against French Knights.
Yeah. You're going to need a lot of them, and you need to catch the French Knights off guard in order to really pick them out there. First Knight is already going towards the stone, so coRe, he needs to find that timing for his TC at some point soon here.
He's got almost enough stone, right? So you can pull back to the tree line. Elio is probably going to be going for a Rax opener in this type of situation. Usually, if your teammate was competent at defending himself, i.e. could, you go Ghazi. But weirdly enough, yeah, he just opens Ghazi. So, like, there's no one to really protect his ally right now.
I think it makes sense that you still go for the Ghazi Raiders. You need some mobility, you want to get some value in yourself. Worst case, coRe is just going to have to play a little bit more defensive here and, yeah, go for a safer TC location.
Yeah, at Baltin, that was good micro, but the shuffle went the other way. Like, he actually moved ahead, kind of like old school French charges, because you used to have to get the most damage. But the whole intent there is that you're ready to hit the next knight, right? So that was kind of an old habit that actually was very optimal. I was surprised players stopped doing it as much just because it gives you a ripple effect. But dive in here. I mean, honestly, just delaying the TC kind of worth it here. Oh. That path thing a little bit awkward, though. TC doesn't get the kill. The second knight arrives, the ship comes out. He doesn't finish it.
Where he was going. Oh,
the scout. Wait,
that's a vile body block. What a vile body block going on there. And the scout gets picked off. The villager survives. That was vile.
Are you kidding me? So many elements of that. The scout from coRe could have actually got the kill in the knight, right? Didn't quite realize it was 1 HP though. Then the scout diving to try and get the final wallop, which is wild because I believe he needed an extra 2 hits there. And it leads to a situation where coRe actually got to be feeling quite content because Baltoon is now lacking vision. He can't try to dive again. He has to reset and wait for a new scout.
And it looks like we are getting that mass all-in archer play here from SAS with the Ruse. As I said, I like this play. Because you just invest into one fortress, you're getting the same wood benefit that you would get from the Kremlin. But then on top of that, you also get the ability to balance out your economy, or rather push your economy even to greater heights with that Golden Gate, pump out even more archers very early on.
There is one really big problem with this though, right? And that's that you're against Ghazi. So like there is an interception wave and you're going to be focusing on coRe's base, right? So that's a diagonal move across the map. There's a lot of intercept points. So it's good for clearing the way to kill coRe. The only risk here now is like Ghazi can out-mobilize knights. So realistically, you're going to have to escort a lot here as Baltoon to try and get SAS across.
That's true. That's true. But you are able to get to that blob that's able to move across the map much quicker.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's going to probably do. Wait until he's got about 20 archers before he makes a move out. So in the meantime, Baltoon just wants these poke battles. Got to be a little bit careful because it is Dome of Faith. It means that Elyona can actually kiss the boo-boos better. Means Baltoon's probably going to want to be going towards Chivalry by the time he has about 8 knights here.
Being a little bit annoying there. Lots of gold coming in for Baltoon at the moment. Might be looking for Pro Scout play now behind this.
Whoops.
It hasn't already come in.
Sassy down to 1 scout.
coRe actually, is he? Yeah, he's going for 30C now.
Of course he is.
That's ABBA. You have to.
It's ABBA, and we know coRe loves his TC booms here. So it's going to hunker down, and that will likely be him trying to just build enough to survive and get towards Castle Age as quickly as possible. But that third TC comes at a price, and that is it. Correct, Vodka. This opens a wider window of opportunity now for Sassy to ram rush.
It is a very wide window. Some walls even coming out from coRe. He needs to now go into mass archers, actually.
I don't like these walls either. Like, they take so long to get up. They slow you down even more. I mean, realistically, SAS should be targeting your base. I mean, you said the window's wide. It's so wide you could actually jam a ram through it at this point. Instead, it's going to be poking across the Ghazi first. And I don't think we have undermesh yet. It feels a little bit too early for that, right? Okay, yeah, he did rush into it. That's nice. That's a good read. No Steeled Arrow. Okay, Steeled Arrow did come in, yeah. So Sassy does have that prepped. Shouldn't really be looking at undermesh yet. Siege engineering is a bigger priority. What's kind of intriguing is the idea of them just attacking Elyona, because Ghazi can kite you if you go to coRe's base. If you dive Elyona's, what does he do?
Yeah, the Ghazi can't really like afford to rush out, because the second they rush out, Baltoon and SAS are just gonna dive the base of Elyona.
It looks like he's scouting around the back, so SAS, his other scout has actually shuffled around to see if there's any gathering on the D or something like that from Elyona. We can see he's being quite contained. Oh, the move out there, though. That was I think that might have got glimpsed. Baltoon is shuffling the knights around now.
Yeah, that definitely got glimpsed there. Gazi will have to fall back, but coRe, he can't really contribute anything at the moment. He's going into mass camel archers, but in a situation where the enemy archer player already has 20 archers out on the field by the time you get your first camel archer out, that doesn't feel that great.
Here we go, knights. Us trying to move in. Gets the charge out onto the Gazi. Archer's on their way. He's not trying to start back. Doesn't need to. He knows. And now the chasing. He might have a recharge on the charge. Instead he dives deeper. Gazi have to body block now. So we'll at least get most of the villagers away, if not all. 1 or 2 are going to go down here as the archers begin to intercept. But right now, Elyona has to be screaming in French at coRe, and coRe in confusion has no clue what he's saying. It's probably help me, please, for the love of God.
Oh, and the knight in the wood line as well.
Archers as well. This is brutal.
There's nothing. There's no military here.
Even the scholars just can't stand here, right? Yes, a lot of health, but not for long. The knights are just breaking through here.
Scouts coming in.
I mean, camel archers have arrived, but like at this stage, you have no front line. The archer count is still good enough to snipe you down. And all they need to do is make sure you just don't lose knights. Baltoon, great micro there, away with the injured parties. And the damage really being done here. Elyona down to 31 villagers.
Didn't lose that many. Only 6 villagers went down for him. Could have been worse.
The idle time, though,
it's not
right?
Good, though. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of idle time.
It's also cool, even just losing 1 or 2 camel archers at this stage is such a slow scaling comp, right? So anything to dent that timing now gives them an opening still to attack him. And now, with all the Gazi raiders removed alongside those villagers, this is where Sass can go double ram and look to push in.
Also gonna buy a little bit of time. Is it gonna be enough villagers?
Spearman showing up. I mean, this is a nightmare though. Like, archers counter everything you've built as coRe right now.
And you still need more wood in order to just keep building up these camel archers. They do cost 60 wood each, more than a normal archer.
This was a really creative execution by Sassy and Baltoon, by the way. Got to give enough praise to that. We mentioned the whole fact that Sass would have to keep archers back or he gets cut. They killed the Gazi mass. Look at the mini-map. It's just a funnel of teal archers moving across the map. And now a Boogaloo into the Rams. Triple Ram, the golden number to take down secondary TCs. Makes it very difficult for 8 villagers to sustain repairs. Well, reaction coming in from coRe. From Miz. Can't really dive into this archer mass. He's at least delaying the time on the ram build-up. But that might just invite a 4th ram here.
Rams are going to start taking them down.
We also have Elyona hiding, I believe, his economy in the south corner.
Random villager tries to get the wall up again. Gets sniped out. Yeah, Elyona's going to have to pull the villagers there once again.
Oh, the knight saw him. Yeah, so he's running for his life. Elyona, once again, with big chunks of idle economy here. Knights. Get ready to poke. Gazi trying to intercept, but that actually then peels the spearman out of position here as the archers dive in. Knights can easily mop that up. This tree line is not going to be safe. Splits into 2 groups to keep the Gazi further out. Camel Archer mass just doesn't feel there yet for coRe. I don't think it's ever getting there by the looks of it. Dive comes in. Gazi have to go for the backstab, but there's just so many knights held in reserve here by Baltoon. Rams haven't even started dealing with the TC yet. They've just been dealing with all the infrastructure. And the dive is fully in here. The Grand Army of coRe is 3 Camel Archers strong. That is it.
A lot of villagers inside the DC shooting arrows here, but it feels like maybe they need some outposts there as well. If you can't get like the military mass out, at this point in time, it just feels like nothing is really enough in order to come back from this. First TC is now going to go down as well.
And Baltoon's trading behind this. So they're already prepped for a late game. It's not even going to get there. They must have heard me. They GG out. Pre-14 minutes. A striking, swift blow from Oiling Boil to open this series.
Roos all in Golden Gate. Not a bad strategy at all by any means. You can just mass up so many archers so quickly. You can rival HRE archer production there. And it shows.
Yeah. Bit of an old school build. We don't really see it as much these days, but a crafty idea, right? You know that if you give Abasas too much runway, they're going to mass camel archers, which is going to counter out Baltoon, and then we'll also pseudo counter out the horse archers. So actually a great call from Baltoon Sassy. gives him an incredibly fast start to the series, and Elyona and coRe are going to have to reset and rethink this, right? Because I think the Abasa pick was somewhat predictable greed, right? Like, you know, when I think about what coRe's likely to pick in this series, you're probably thinking things like Abasas, Chinese, HRE are probably some of the most likely. We know historically he likes to play for that mid-late game, try to get the economical boon going. That can work reasonably well in 1v1s, but we've seen these all-in and team games. It brings an unbridled level of pressure that you just don't experience in the 1v1s.
We see it once again. The villager.
Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
This was insane. How is that knight not getting past the
right?
scout?
Like, but also, how is the scout not finishing the knight? It was so ridiculous both ways.
Oh man. Insane situation there.
Yeah, and you're going to see the dramatic difference here, right? Like, this was the big fight where the guys you start to get forced to engage. At this stage, Sass is still trickling archers because he knows he can get away with it. He sees the Ghazi, right? Before this, he was kind of a little bit reluctant. He was bulking and running them out, right? But then from this point on, all you saw was a constant trickle of Rus archers across the map because the Ghazi were gone.
Yeah. And Knights are just so much better than Ghazi Raiders, which is why I think, like, French and Joan are very, very strong against Delhi.
Yeah.
Delhi just want to flood Ghazi Raiders, but Jean and French, they say, no, my cavalry's better than yours.
I do think that the Delhi French matchup is skill based though, right? And like I get like a 55-45 split. I don't think it's like one of those dominant ones where it's like Japan versus Ottomans 80-20 or something, right?
Delhi French is skill based. Sean Delhi is Sean favored.
Yeah. But I think times are changing a little bit with the Delhi builds now into Dome of Faith. You just kind of dodge fights a bit more and maybe aim for the late game. But agreed, it's still that matchup is still very oppressive for Delhi. But yes, this is clean execution by the lads. Good synchronicity. And they knew their timing. We expected them to rush core, but the read to go off the cavalry player, just so much smarter there. Removes any sort of potential backlash on the map. Now, looking at map number 2, it's going to be Pigeons Valley we head into. French get sniped out on one side, Mongols on the other. It is going to be a Chinese pick, just not on the side I was expecting.
China and Japan against Byzantines and Rus. Chinese pick. I'm guessing that's probably going to be Baltune. Baltune does like to play China and Juji as well.
Yeah.
Sass hates those civs with a passion, so I'm guessing he's going to be on Japan.
Yeah, Japan pretty interesting here. We mentioned like Rus versus Japanese dynamics are kind of weird. Matt Samurai can win out with Uma Bannerman if you're quick enough against horse archers. But on that side, coRe should be on the Rus. I don't think we're going to get a similar feudal all-in timing. Pigeons Valley is a little bit more of a defensive map. You could theoretically go for that pressure point, but I think what matters is if you're on the Japanese side and it's a back-spawning gold, you're not going to be able to ram rush quick enough. If you're on the Byzantine side, their initial wave of longbows or javelins will push you back. So spawn's going to matter a lot here on like options you get, right? Like if Byzantines are pushing into Chinese, really good. If Byzantines are pushing into Japanese and the outposts go up, it's probably a wasted effort. And the cool thing about this map, conceptually at least, is the bridges in the center allow you to shuffle across the other side. So like we could see that dynamic switch, but we'll find out. It's time to hop in. Game number 2. It's bird time. Pigeons Valley on the menu between coRe and Elyona and oiling boil. God damn it, they got me. We hop in. Baltune on the Japanese and Sassy, funnily enough, on the Chinese. Different than what we were expecting, Crackety.
It is different, but we do have, from the looks of it, I don't see an Imperial official yet. Are we going to see one? No Imperial official.
No.
We're going to get a no IO build here from Sass. I dislike this. I only like Imperial official if you start off on deer or if you're going for a Barbican rush. I don't think neither is going to happen here. So it's not the most efficient in my opinion.
The hilarious part is like most players have been switching to this no IO build. It's kind of ridiculous how many times I've been seeing it recently. Looks like the matchups are going to be Sass mirroring up against Elyona. That's really good for Byzantines. This map, Pigeons Valley, is one of the maps that kind of pushes 1v1s. And the Byzantine-Chinese matchup is actually quite Byzantine favored, right? With the longbow play into a castle rush, you can shut down the Chinese quite well. Other side of this, Japanese versus Rus is a little bit different. I think Japanese can actually get an edge with a fast castle build because the amount of samurai can pressure early enough before horse archer mass gets too big.
Byzantine early aggression against China can be very, very strong. In general, China kind of struggles with their Zhuge against civilization that have access to either javelin throwers or longbows. And especially with the Byzantines, where they can get them out in batches really, really early on, they can catch the Chinese at a very, very annoying timing.
Yeah. And it's funny, right? Because it used to be the strategy was try to rush castle to Chinese, blob spears, and use Nesta Bees. That got countered by the Landsnecht that you could just add in casually, which would just swipe that down and wipe it out. It's a little bit different now, but I'd argue Lombos are still very good at sniping out Nesta Bees, even when they're clock tower. So we'll see how Sassy wants to try to approach this. Imperial Academy's coming in, and it's going to be on the berry batch at the back, as well as clipping 2 tree lines. Grand Winery, so everything kind of like norm so far. Wonder if coRe is probably going to be going for the Golden Gate, right? Because I think on this side, you shouldn't need the Kremlin defense.
Yeah, Golden Gate is coming in, and I mean, Kremlin, it's nice to be able to focus on the other side, especially with like the forward gold, the forward stone. But in theory, it's definitely not needed, and we've seen how well cavalry archers work against mounted samurai in mass.
And he did scout that, so I'm a little bit surprised it was coRe Storehouse opening over the Coca. I guess there's just like the issue is on a 2v2 map compared to a 1v1. It's so far that it's very hard to actually use the ninja on maps this big quick enough.
Yeah, you always have to, like, you can't really easily swap around sides with them as well.
Yeah.
Are the shorelines like thin enough for them to?
No, they're too big.
Too far. Yeah.
It's like it's quite funny as well because even on 1v1 maps like Canal, Shinshins were not really used for that, even though it was feasible. It's like it's. I think most people just still kind of overlook it, but on team maps, these rivers, sadly, are always too wide.
Interesting. Baltune also got survival techniques, so he's gathering very efficiently right now from the deer. Means he also will have a lot more sheep remaining if he gets forced out back onto onto his TC.
Also the berries, right? Like this is really cool for a gradual timing attack as IQ after you see pressure coming. Yeah. coRe, of course, doesn't have any pressure right now. I mean, he could try to pro scouts to snatch away a lot of this value. Not sure if it's really worth it up against the fast casting Japanese though.
Probably not. Scout is going to survive.
Actually, with the deal like this, we might get the horseman build from the Japanese.
As in Uma Bannerman and some horsemen?
Fast castle still. But in 1v1s between Rus and Japanese, it's been growing in popularity. Because Mount Samurai, like, they're nice to begin with. You build like 4 or 5, and then you just pivot fully into horsemen, right? Because, like, it's not that it's impossible to stop the horse archer numbers getting too high. It's that it's very difficult.
The thing is, you're gonna need like horsemen against cav archers just because Mount Samurai are so expensive. Yeah, you get much more cost-effective trades with the horsemen. Like in mass, the cav archers are gonna one-shot anyway, so you might as well like have them one-shot a horseman instead of one-shot a mounted samurai.
Okay, Tawara on the way, so we'll have those berries to fall back to a little bit later. Outpost coming up means he should be able to get back to the deer. However, coRe is shuffling over with something. There's just a scout. No, he's got something. Is this a villager pull?
It might
going
be.
for an outpost rush.
This. Yeah, coRe loves to pull 8 villagers onto like a forward wooden fortress.
Oh, but this is a sick read by Baltune, right? Like, you know, he's already building the outpost up. However,
oh
my,
it's 4 scouts.
No, he has to pull more villagers. This is going to be tight, but I think he just about gets it up.
Is he?
Rush repair.
Yeah, you have to really rush repair, but it doesn't even matter.
Uh-oh. He's pulling villagers now with the ships, but this is such a clown fiesta. Outpost is in range. He will be able to snipe some. The body blocks from the scouts are good here, though. coRe is going to get up to his mischief and succeed. However, there is a backup goal to the south side here for Baltune.
Yeah, he's going to have to go all the way out there, though.
Oy, oy, oy. This vile outpost rushing, boy.
Cool. And now he's just going to take the outpost out as well.
It's like you didn't even arrow-slits it? Please.
And Baltune out of gold. Yeah, he's going to have to rush down. He's walling off the gate, the bridge as well. You cannot count on your ally for support. These are fortified walls as well. Rus fortified walls. And Baltune, he's going to be struggling. Baltune is going to be really struggling. I've played against this build from coRe so many times. Oh, that's too ambitious.
Did he do that with the build as well when you played against him?
he lost villagers, but not to the TC.
Oops. I mean, he already has the gold. This is a little bit of an overreaction, no?
Who, coRe?
Yeah, like the second one. I get it to kind of protect the deer investment, but it does feel a bit overkill.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe he just wants to fortify a position from which to push in. I'm not sure.
It would be
exactly
sick
gonna be
if he
for.
done like a triple archery range build on the fort, right? And then you just kind of ram rush in.
coRe behind this has less villagers than Baltian, so it's not great for him right now. Kashik's actually coming over, though, from Elyona. Looking at the gold. Knows that there isn't any at the moment.
Baltoon was prepping spears, though. He added the racks before these boys even arrived. So it seems he was aware the pressure was coming. Kind of makes sense as well when you don't see any into your ally's base.
Oh, we're about to go.
It's guzzler time. Elyona, he's going for H3.
Oh, and he's actually killing villagers with the outpost.
Wait, what?
He just managed to kill a villager there on the straggler tree.
Why was Baltoon even still on the straggler tree?
They're gonna all in. They're gonna all in onto Baltoon here. With these walls, it's gonna be tough for Sass.
Oh no, look at the timing on this.
He canceled.
Unbelievable.
The side there.
Yeah, but it's free spears. The Keshik can contest this.
There's
a little bit poke.
They could.
He needs to
another wooden forge.
Are you kidding me? I mean, this is what we wanted, right? We were worried about a static game. We're definitely not getting that here.
It's static in one way. There's static defense. It's just not defending.
Yeah, I wouldn't call these defensive buildings. These are offensive buildings at this stage.
They're defending the attack.
Baltoon, smart move there, trying to get the wall up. Spears are going to get backstabbed. They do turn around for another shot at it. And now we've got Japanese spears arriving. And this is important. He needs to break in right now. It looks like the wooden fortress cannot be denied, though. So Sassy likely going to have to dive underneath the outpost fire just to get in position to defend his ally.
And even then, like, he's going back. He's going to need a ram.
I mean, he's going to need to protect himself, right? There's now cataphracts adding into this.
I don't think he's going to go all the way over to Sass, though, with these cataphracts. I think they're just going to all in onto Baltier. The question is, what's coRe doing behind this?
Yeah, but Sassy's walling, right? He's walling the entire side, so is just going to leave Baltoon on an island in pain. However, oh my god. I was about to say, where did all the resources for Castle go? 13 spears.
It is a lot, and he definitely needs them against the goal. They're going to need rams as well, though, if they want to push past these outposts.
Well,
they're going to be coming in.
Such a wild game. Cool. Pretty much just playing the outpost defense, or the tower defense game, shall we say. Meanwhile, Elyona just playing My Little Pony.
And this course pro scouting.
The Keshiks just trying to be a nuisance. That was a waste of a goal.
Snipe. Yeah, able to snipe that one out. Rams should be coming in.
Well, first one being built here, Baltoon. Will he look to add more? Probably
Castle
not.
turrets are going to make this tough, though.
Yeah. As are the cataphracts that are now arriving. Oh boy. I think Sass might have to forfeit the position here. Gulp's come in just in the nick of time there for the Keshik. The cataphract could even just trample right now past. Instead of just whittle them down as they A-click through. Now you need to turn around and run, though. That's a lot of spears.
To run for the moment. Baltion, he's probably just waiting for Sass to be able to push through. High Trade House now coming in. coRe able to find that timing now. And I'm guessing we're just going to be seeing a lot of cavalry archers now. They're going to be able to deal quite well with both the players. We got like mass spearmen right now.
Yeah, it's like now you're in a position like, do I go Onimusha to counter the heavy cav of the Byzantines? If I do, I'm going to die to horse archers, right? Do I just go for the Mad Samurai? Do I try to get in a horseman? The spear's just going to get kited. Like, you know, there is a world in which they can now try to pressure towards Sass instead. He has at least got the walls up to slow that down.
Cataphract, where's he going?
To the afterlife, of course.
Oh, that's heavy losses that you can't really afford now. Elyona, though, he's going to go for a wraparound onto potentially Sassy space.
The walls are up, though. This is not going to be a quick breach. Yeah, so you have to go to the far left there, away from where the repair crew would be. If you try to breach here, you're going to take damage from the Barbican, and the gold is nearby, right? So, like, you just won't break in. It looks like Sass is already coming home. They realize what's up. They're like, okay, Baltoon, you're safe. You've got 26 spears. You don't need me anymore. Right now, it's double castle versus double feudal. He's coming in. Oh, that was kind of cool, actually. The Braze gets absorbed by the Keshiks and allows him to trample through.
However, army at the moment, more units building up, and already a lot of cavalry archers coming out now. Baltoon, he's trying to go up to Castle Age now, but the timing, like the tempo advantage, is thoroughly in Elyona and coRe's hand right now.
Yeah. Sass may need to just keep flooding spears at this stage. Trample doesn't fully connect, but does enough. And he hasn't repaired this wall. He needs to get the spears back ASAP here. They're on the way. And he also, Baltoon, he sent his spears as well. Looks like it is enough to scare him off.
The thing is, as long as you don't kill any units here, like Elyona, they're just going to start building up this blob. These walls, though, they're definitely annoying coRe right now. He wants to just like be like, okay, I got the cav archers now we can start taking fights. And it's like, what do you mean fights? I got the wall up.
It's like, okay, we're just 1,250 shots away from being able to go into Baltoon's base.
Palace and floating gate coming in now behind all of this. Pro Scout's still going on, so coRe's going to have a very, very good food economy behind this.
Yeah, meanwhile, Baltoon will be forced into farms quite quickly at this pacing. I mean, he has got the central island he can go to, right? Between their base, deer and berries are there. So
the
there's a little bit of backup option.
Provided a lot of value here for him. Sass ongoing farm transition as well.
Crazy thought for you. If it had been coRe could not even have attempted that outpost rush.
Yeah, not at all. Not even a little bit.
I mean, they could just kind of brute force into Elyona's base if they're quick with this many spears.
They can, 100%.
They might be getting hesitant now that the horse archers are starting to arrive, though, so I'll start to step back a little.
It's not enough Jugnu at this point in time. Sassy now also adding in some crossbows.
Good choice. But the gulps come in, you can just immediately snipe down those that are trying to guzzle. We do have the Mad Samurai now on the way for Baltoon. coRe, aware of the timing, begins to walk.
Definitely an important call to make there, but we can just see how the spearmen fare up against the cav archers. Not favorably.
They're like, why do Donzos get to throw their spears and we can't? Gonna die, might as well hurl it out there.
Is there already Boya's fortitude in? They barely took any damage from the Jugnu there.
I think
plus the armor.
No,
no armor at all. They just have high health.
I think he just doesn't have steeled arrow, right? So the Jug damage is quite low, quite underwhelming. But we're here again. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. Veterancy for spears is in, though, so this might be a little bit ambitious from Elyona. Shinto, in the meantime, is going to get sniped, trying to pick up those central relics. Break on the wall here. He has got that backup wall on this tree line. However, he's cut through most of it.
Oh, it's still a dangerous fight to take.
And also from coRe. A little bit of a miss micro there.
Don't want to be at the front line there.
And behind this, what is Baltoon doing? Building TCs.
What a boomer, man.
Yeah. And that little corner, that little rat hole, look at him go. Still gathering more stone as well.
Oh, Baltoon doing a good amount of pressure there on coRe's side. coRe having very few villagers at this point in time compared to the other players.
Yeah, and also the problem is now a lot of his horse archers aren't at home, right? He's peeling back, but he has about like 18 of his horse archers, I think, almost, on the other side. So yeah, this is a small new group coming through. Mad Samurai temporarily pulling back.
coRe's pulling all of his units back. Maybe Elyona now goes over to trying to damage on Baltoon's side again.
The annoying thing about their combo is, like, usually in the situation you saw mass horse archers like this, you can consider maybe just like getting the horseman or getting the Yuumi, right? But like both of those sound tragic against Elyona.
Yeah. Elyona, he's got so much food in the bank. He just needs gold, more gold to produce right now. If we're getting to a fully max army of cataphracts, it's gonna be insanely scary.
Dare I say Imperial Age?
I mean, it's gonna take a while for Imperial Age to pay off.
It's RNG based, in fairness, right?
Yeah.
You go Palatine, and if you're really lucky, it pays off within 10 cataphracts.
If.
Yeah. But Like I've been calling
You're
this for a
also
while.
getting a lead.
It's kind of BS that is just RNG. Like theoretically, 11 cataphracts in, you could have doubled your cataphract count and paid for the entire tech up. Which,
Or you could have gotten none.
exactly. Like you know what the hilarious thing is? New Civ's Gamba, right? We have Gamba Wing for Iron Bids that is that coin flip, and Palatine with that type of build can also be an immediate coin flip.
Half archers are starting to build up here now. coRe moving over the sacred side though does provide vision to Sass.
This is awkward, right? You kind of wish you actually went Clock Tower instead.
I'm not sure. Like, you still get the vision, right? Like, they know, for example, that there's units in the middle from coRe. Not that they can do a lot about it because of the walls that have come up, but in general, you're able to keep your opponent, how I like to call it, honest. You're able to keep your opponent honest and be like, okay, both are on one TC. I don't see a second TC. And that just gives you a lot of information at a point where walls are up and you can't really scout the back of their base.
You know what's missing here for Baltoon? Dot drop. Just transport ship upriver, right? You bypass all of this. I mean, especially with the vision, you should know that coRe is now gathering the tree line in the center, courtesy of that Imperial Palace. Breaking the wall again. War such account is getting a little bit worrisome here. Sacred sites have also been locked in. Spearmen are going to look to engage. That Samurai are going to chase us away. So a lot of horse archers going down in that retreat. Spearmen keep forcing them out of here. Can they do it? Can they break them here? Cataphracts also starting to get clubbed down as well. The Mountain Samurai just not really dying quick enough either to that return fire from coRe's clump here. This is a relentless push.
Every ball is just pushing forward now.
I mean, you have to, right? The moment you turn around, you get punished. So you might as well just keep A-clicking for glory.
First Post are doing a very good job at picking off the gulping unit.
It looks like the reset is going to come in. Spear line getting a little bit too thin. Needs to be careful because remember the retreat, you do put the ranged line at the back of the retreat, i.e. the vulnerable side. Does at least realize it. Oh, no, cool. Oh, not looking again. A little bit of panic there. Several horse archers going down. They're doing it long enough for a retreat that it almost puts coRe into a sense of calmness. Forces him to look elsewhere, right? Elyona, of course, will be the one sweating, looking at this at all times because he's got 27 cataphract on the line that he can't afford to lose.
40 Spearmen. Very good unit at this point in time. And it looks like Baltoon's now also adding in his own Onimusha. So now that they're getting to a more comfortable situation when it comes to the economy, Baltoon is going to be able to scale more into Onimushas. Looks like coRe is trying to put a claim onto the second gold in front of Baltoon's base.
Ambitious. I like the dot drop there. Because he can... Now, the play I said I thought Baltoon should go for, coRe can do. He can peel off like 10 horse archers, drop them in that small gap behind the wood wall that Baltoon set up on his bridge, and then raid the economy.
They could also put up stone walls now in front of the... yeah, Sass is doing it in front of his base, but they could also stonewall the sacred sites now. And just attack wherever the enemy army isn't. That way you don't have to worry about the sacred sites getting decapped while you're raiding somewhere else.
And now, it's like the Mongol horde trying to break into China here. We do have that dock up. It's going to be a demo ship. Okay. Yeah, so he's cutting off the reinforcement wave. He's trying to remove Baltoon from the equation.
So
yep.
Yeah, you can destroy the bridges here.
And then also the archer ship follow-up is going to block him from doing anything, right? But Baltoon does have Onimusha coming, so he should be able to like get the space to rebuild.
They destroy the bridge and then they're going all in on Baltoon when half of his army is on the other side.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait, the dog. No, the timing. Baltoon.
Do it, coRe.
Huh?
No.
I'm sorry, did they get nervous when we looked at them? Because that was a whiff. Baltoon coming out for repair. Archer ship is there though. Baltoon, this is way too ambitious. Needs to get the Onimusha out here first. Golden opportunity whiffed there by coRe.
That could have been absolutely brutal.
I mean, it's still looking brutal, right? We're down 7 minutes on the timer. However, the decap is coming in, and coRe, he was trying to seclude Baltoon. Well, here he is on his lonesome, blocking the win condition of coRe Elyona.
While he is still, like, isolate right now. If they just move all in on Baltian right now, like Elyona, he might need to quickly buy 300 stone in order to stonewall his base. But if he's able to get that in, they could just kill Baltian right now.
Moving up there now. However, coRe reacting with this many horse archers is going to tip Baltian off as to what is coming. So an early warning, and look at that. Sass is already migrating the army through the center.
They're gonna need to try and repair the bridge. Bridge could go down quickly though. If there's like 2 more demo ships though.
Villagers are fine. I mean, you need the Onamush, the crossbows, you need them here right now. Instead, Baltian, this is ambitious. This is expensive. He might just about get the tap of the hammer. He's still shy of what he needs. And the raid's coming. Look at this. They're hungry. Cataphract's looking to break in. Baltian needs to repair the bridge right now.
Oh God.
Crossbows are
the
here.
army, they can't cross.
Sass hasn't brought villagers. Baltian needs to use the ones in the center right now.
There we go. They're going for it. They're going for it. But
Dive
at the
comes
same
in, though.
time, that's huge losses right now.
Baltian is like, help me. Where are you? He's clearing the boats. Demos can easily be on the way, though. Like, if you just pump them now as coRe, you can deny this again. Spear's moving in, though.
God.
Resources have been slung.
They can also
Baltian.
just, like, run back now. Get the explosion up
Look
again.
at Benny Hills. However, instead, they dive even deeper.
Killing a lot, but is it going to be enough in the end?
I mean, Baltian's down to 64 eco. They need to find the rest. He's hiding in the corners. He's shuffling out the north side. He crept out with a bulk of them there. And Elyona, he guessed wrong. He thought they were corner camping in the very back. And the horse archers can't break out here. They're stuck in the base.
Count. It's even military count against cataphracts.
36 of them. However, they seem reluctant to fight here.
Scavengers have to be so careful here when it comes to taking these fights.
It's so hard to kite. Like, you're stuck. Right now, Baltian has created a tomb for you to jump into here. Spearmen are coming. And crossbows are starting to mop through this. Baltian and Sassy are for now keeping the military lead. More resources now being slung here. And it looks like the horse archer mass is about to get cut down to about half of his previous number. The cataphracts still holding reserve though, and the crossbows
Spearmen are gone.
now exposed.
Are gone.
Has to move away. Tramples could be in there, but quick reaction with the reserve. Sassy just enough to scare him back here. Elyona, he had what, 36 cataphracts? He's now down to 24.
It's still a lot though, because the military from Baltian is non-existent. It's all Sass, and now the charge comes in.
There's no start stepping away from this. I mean, this is going to be a wipe of the force. The backbone of their DPS. Sassy is being reduced to rubble. Baltian's grand army of 4, Onimusha, are not going to be able to save him here.
They're getting jigglied.
Oh, Elyona's definitely puffed up his chest on this one. I can say that much for sure. Demo ship coming in. That is juicy value. Double outpost gets hit. The backup line of spears and crossbows here. The trample comes through, though. It's just too many cataphracts. They're breaking through.
More charges coming in as well. Onto the nest of B. Goes down instantly.
And this looks like it should be over, right? I mean, Baltian and Sassy still have a lot of economy, but it's 70 to 27 military.
And economy now a firm lead for Elyona and coRe. In the situation where just previously Baltian and Sass had a 30 villager lead, it's just been flipped on its head.
The cannon numbers are at least low, so it looks like Sassy will be able to protect its own base. However, Baltian's has seen better days. Not many better days.
Second TC has come in for coRe, and there's still a lot of trading out going on right now.
Well, such a count has kind of dwindled in numbers, right? He never went for the transport ship play, so he's just kind of brute forcing his way in. And Cadas were kept back to deal with that outpost, so that did actually save Sassy. Had these cataphracts been diving towards his base, the spear crossbows wouldn't have held.
I'll keep drop.
The containment protocol
It's time
continues.
to run. It's time to run past the bridge and bird it once you're over.
Imagine if he miscommunicated and just...
Needs a second demo ship. It's on the way.
And Musha, they do have the Komodia, which means they can outrun the cataphracts. Gotta be a little bit careful with that. That's where the horse archers need to get in, and they are going to be able to wiggle their way in here. Sass now trying to actually get a dock up on this side. And no, wait, no, cool.
Moving onto it. It's still up. The bridge is still up. It's an imaginary bridge.
And we do have rocket launches in the castle age.
They're not doing that much to the cataphracts.
No, it takes 2 hits.
Yeah,
it will insta-kill the horse archers, though. The keep drop. Well, he only just began it. They do need to deal with this force coming in. Crossbows and spears marching across. Nestabees is just saying, kill me. Onimusha are a little bit out of position. Display is pushed too far back here. So the crossbows are going to get wiped. A heavy loss here. He's at least trying to bring across more reinforcements. A Congo line of troops on the way. And coRe realizes he needs to finish off that bridge. I think he didn't realize it originally. 2 demos just got queued up.
Archer ships now coming in. Bridge has also been repaired.
Or is Baltoon holding? Like, the Onimusha numbers are actually pretty scary right now.
They gotta keep now on both sides, and the sacred sites are still ticking, so at least there is a victory condition that is ticking behind all of this.
Still Baltoon just becoming a scourge with his classic Onimusha build in team games. Uma Bannerman also there to buff it up even further. Trebuchets are also on the way.
Burn the bridge, Corp. Burn the bridge. It's time. There we go. Now Trebuchet is also coming in behind this.
Detonation on the bridge, but I mean, there's villages nearby, right? So we could see that remediating pretty quickly here. Double siege workshop from Baltoon to try to get the numbers up. It's a full Onimusha defense, which is cool, but I mean, the weakness of course is going to be the dive, right? Like, especially at this stage, you don't have that wide open battlefield to kite across. You have to kind of stand your ground here or lose economy. Or such as diving into the trade now.
Yeah, able to take great rates against the Onimushas here. They've got a lot more HP.
Boys, fortitude, worth its weight. Spears against archer ships? Really?
The repairs come in on the bridge.
Okay. Well, we do have spears trying to attack a boat that's completely out of range, and we do have double demo in reserve. The crossbows need to be quick on the finger, quick on the draw. Indeed, 4.5 minutes to go. I mean, there's no easy sneak out either.
From Elyona.
And Elyona does have most of his cataphracts over here. Looks like detonation on the bridge again. This is just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. You kill the bridge, we repair the bridge. And you repair the base though. Treb count up to 4, ready for cool.
It's a lot of an investment though. And coRe's food economy isn't that great.
No. He has barely built any farms. I think he's building them in the center now, but probably like 15, max 20. Crossbows do get found by the cataphracts, but they can't hang around here. So gradually Sassy is getting the troops across he needs to start brute forcing this, and they need to be fast. Cool, he has 1,300 stone. He can repair this for a while yet.
And this, I mean, there's still the 3 sacred sites ticking.
Yep.
But something tells me that Sass at any point in time could break out onto the left-hand side.
Well, not just that. Can we check that northern sacred site? Because I think it has no defenses. No, so here's the fort. Here's the fort on the floor. If they start to show weakness, Baltoon can just rush the Onimusha north.
If they show weakness. It's 40 cataphracts right now.
What's going on?
Oh no! Oh no!
No, no! Wait,
oh, what? That's Springles!
The Springles are actually useful! Treb's arriving, just getting a few shots out before going down. The trample onto the bridge. I mean, now you kind of wish you actually had your own demo ships. Crossbows. Onimusha starting to whittle away at this, though. The spearmen dive in. The horse archers are currently standing their ground as the mangonels need to be defended. A mop up here. The cataphract count from, what, 40 down to 25. A lot of dead heavy cavalry here for Elyona. But the timer now under 3 minutes. It's being paused. Wait, where are they?
Oh,
he buys some time.
He bought some time, but it's not going to be enough. The timer is still ticking now.
I mean, you say that, but look at the military. Look at the military count.
It's more valuable units on one side with the cataphracts.
And the cataphract count is down to 30. Crackety. The mango is definitely worth their weight.
Mangoes are going to do a lot against the Onimushas here if they pull on.
We just need to be a little bit careful about this. The Shogunate Castle currently on fire.
Oh, the shots.
How is he losing the repair battle here?
And
it's
the
down.
TC goes down.
And
No more defenses.
I mean, it is if you can get it back up, but it's 13,000 HP to repair.
It's going to take a while.
Especially if Trebs keep hitting it. And I think they're going to have to start quitting it. Ringing the bell. 2 minutes to go. Mangoes, they can actually delete the bridge. coRe turns around slowly. A missed opportunity there to splash him, to teach him to swim. Cataphracts are now here. The crossbows are exposed. The Nesta Beast does go under the Mango. Onamusha diving out, looking for the snipes here. The panic retreat from coRe doesn't even turn around to shoot, which means the Nesta Beast slowly fitting the herd here.
Mangonels shooting onto the horseman, not doing their full damage there. More Mangonels coming in though.
Horseman, smart move here at this stage, right? The cataphract count very low. However, a second wave is on the way. 18 cataphract in waiting. We are a minute and 20 seconds away. And coRe has been ratting his way through the stone with the Golden Gate tickets. He still has enough to keep repairing this keep.
God, the crossbows and Jugadoo all go down.
I think this is done. The Mango spam is just too good. This keep has lasted too long. If they rush north, that's the only play now. Horseman to the north side for Baltium for the decap is the only move.
Still a travesty of a food economy for coRe, but it's enough from the looks of it.
Who needs meat when you make siege?
Instead of 3,000 wood, if he had like 30 more cav archers now, that would be great.
Instead, more siege. Both of them have been grinded down here. 25 seconds left on the clock. Baltoon now shuffling out Horseman.
Yeah, on the north side. Is he gonna get it in time? Cataphracts, are they pulling over?
Warrior Monk is there, though. That's going to delay any sort of infraction upon that location. The castle is down. The Cataphracts are making their move. The Onimusha need to rush here. It's going to be a trickle of horsemen to try and buy time. And every second matters on this clock now. But it feels undeniable. With 19 Cataphracts.
It is a pure desperation play.
I mean, there's no stopping it. Onimusha trying to move over now, but this is it. We are going to be evening it up to 1-1. There is nothing they can do anymore. A valiant effort on the back foot from the beginning, and now an undeniable victory for coRe and Elyona.
GG gets called. 1-1. The set is now even between the two teams.
Whew. What an absolutely wild game there. I mean, we thought it was going to take a different track here. We thought it was going to end up with a fast castle, typical Japanese build, but no, coRe did not want any part of that. Starve them out, evens it up, gives us a longer series. You know, after that opening game, I think in particular, we were a little bit worried that actually maybe the boys were a little bit too chill, a little bit too camp. They weren't trying to push hard enough, but they just reminded us that when they need to, they can be the ones to go on the aggression.
One of the Pigeons Valley games of all time, for sure.
Dude, I mean, some people try to crap on this map, but I'm going to be real with you. It's been delivering, right? Like, yeah. So this is something that's like the whole midweek muster thing. This is something like one of the reasons why I done it, right? The way I done it, where we have a default map, is because players don't play things. They just say they suck without playing them, right? And then they play them and discover, oh, actually, this is kind of interesting. We had it in the 1v1s when there was a Louis MT versus Wham game. It was the only time Pigeons Valley got picked, and it was a hilariously ridiculous game. And now, once again, we get an insane game in the 2v2 format here on a map that I think currently has been just kind of side passed regularly. Like Pigeons Valley, it has 13 bans, right? Atoll, the only map with more bans. I think Pix is maybe sitting at like 3 total, if that.
Oh, man. Yeah, this was absolutely crazy. An absolutely crazy game. The dive onto Baltoon's economy. Oh, this was so close. coRe just passing.
I'm still so... I think he tried to click on the villages, and the hitbox of the bridge is too big for you to do that, right? So like you have to go in and manually detonate. Oh, man. I just constantly this every time. Oh, it's been killed. Let me just repair that. Oh, it's been killed. Let me repair that. Oh my god, that bridge was non-stop.
And crazy, crazy game. And now we've gotten even serious between the two teams.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting. And yes, you can't right-click the bridge, but you can shuffle up next to it and detonate, which is what I think you learned as the game went on. Bridge is a little bit weird as well right now. If the devs are watching, I'd appreciate an update because like this map isn't fully as fluid as it's meant to be. Because hilariously enough, you cannot move boats past broken bridges, which is a bit dumb.
Would make sense.
Right? Like, you know, you'd think once a bridge has been destroyed and there's just a giant gap there, you'd be able to sail through. But currently you cannot, which is why we never saw him try and go deeper and cut it off on both sides or something like that, right? It's very weird. I hope that gets fixed because, you know, it would allow the bridge mechanic to be leveraged in a lot more creative ways with map design.
Do we even have any bridges in normal ladder maps? I don't think we do.
No, but we now have two maps that are on a high quality for these kind of functionalities, right? You've got bridges from Avali, and you now got Pigeons Valley from Caillou.
Should definitely have some of those in the normal ladder rotation.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see bridges more deeply implemented. This map came out from an inspired idea, so I coordinated with Caillou on this one. And like this was originally the reason why it's called Pigeons Valley is because it's actually based on Hidden Valley. The concept of the map design, right, is that Hidden Valley is flawed because it's two long cliff sides, and you choose one side, and then you're either right or wrong. It's horrible design. What I want is for bridges to be able to float above like cliffs, because the idea was like imagine if Hidden Valley had two bridges across the valley, right? Then you have options, but it's destructible bridges, so you'd remove it. It's a really cool mechanic, and I think it's kind of a shame that more games aren't leveraging it. Like I still remember Command & Conquer in the early days, incredible for the bridge mechanic. It just changed the dynamics so often, destroying those bridges. And we've seen how epic it can be in these type of games. I just think the devs need to start using it in the new maps they're actually creating.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it definitely had a big, big impact in this game. I was very creative to see the use of it coming out there from coRe.
Mm-hmm. That gets us deeper in the series. So I think now, thinking about what we have on the draft, what did we get? I think they went Coastal Cliffs, Himiyama, if I'm not mistaken. And then, what was the final map? Let's have a look. Okay, it's Coastal Cliffs Gorge, sorry, and Cliffside. Yeah. Interesting. So Cliffside, Byzantine Jean, against English HRE. Both these sides can be very, very aggressive, but, you know, with a little bit of greed, the castle sneaks in for HRE or Biz. Let's find out how they want to try and lean it. We're going to be hopping into game number 3, Cliffside, 1-1 scoreline. Let's see who can be on the verge of winning this, who can get to match point in game number 3.
All right, here we go. Starting us off immediately, coRe opening up with the Dark Age Barracks as the HRE here on Cliffside. His partner Elyona playing as the English. On the other hand side, we got Baltian playing as Jeanne d'Arc. And Sass playing as the Byzantines here. Don't think that this one is going to be a gold build from the Byzantines, as we already do have a Knight Sif on the map.
Now, this is interesting, though. The Rax opening has been growing in popularity for the HRE, particularly in 1v1s on maps like Cliffside. Really high value against greedy civs, ones that need the gold or need the berries. And, you know, there are, funnily enough, 2 civs in this game that would need gold. One that wants the berries on top of it. Looks like coRe needs to kind of hone in on his target, though, right? Like, I think, ideally, you want to be going for the French player, right? Because the problem with the Byzantine player is if you gamba and the spawn actually isn't like stacked, then the outpost rush is weak. And we can see by the spawn for Sassy, his berries and gold are on polar opposite sides of his base.
For both players, even.
Yeah. But at least for the French player, you only need gold, right? Okay, that's crafty from Baltian.
Oh my god, this is...
Dude, what a read. What a read. He needs to be quicker on that wall on the south side. Whoops. Oh. Yeah, but it's Jean. It's Jean. You don't care. Stab him in the face. Like, this is the thing about, like, rushing Jean with this play. If you don't have 4 spears, she doesn't care. She has 150 HP and regens. She will kill you.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't care. Villager is going to have to trade in his job as
TC's in range,
miner.
Right? Ooh. Oh. Yeah, missed opportunity there. Baltoon could have got the snipe
he got the damage. He got the damage.
Yeah, but he had 2 shots there. He didn't realize it was in range.
This spear is never going to hit another person again.
Now Jean gets her knife out and chases him across the map. We've got to send a message here, Crackety.
Well, it's finished up. You know what? You just use the scout. It's just gonna be like 15 hits from the scout. You're gonna like back in, out in.
No, guys. This is why whenever you play in team games Crackety, you always try to Dark Age Spearman rush someone. You know why? Because if it doesn't work on one player, you can try it on the other. coRe is now going north side to try and punish Sassy instead.
Ajab is coming in behind this though. And what is he doing? I think he's just laming.
Wait, is he laming deer? Okay, well now this has reached a depressing point of this play. Yeah, it's like, just in case you guys were going to TC boom out here. Nope. Nope.
I mean, we do still have a JD player, which is going to get a big discount on that professional scout upgrade.
True. In which case, laming the deer doesn't really do anything.
It's the mental damage that counts.
That's true. You know, it's also the APM taxation. You know, Baltoon is a team game player, meaning he's used to using shift Q, which saves him APM efficiency. Now he's going to have to like look around for the deer, and he's going to have to pick them up, micro Q them. It's going to be very annoying.
To be fair, Baltoon is very good at flick shotting.
That's true, but now he's going to have to flick shot to all the different deer, which is going to cause him arthritis and carpal tunnel.
His hand is going to cramp up mid shot.
Yeah, so coRe, like, he realizes this is not going to have an impact now, but like 10 years from now.
Oh. Yes.
10 years from now, when like, you know, coRe is heaving on his shisha and coughing his guts up, it's going to balance the matchup against Baltoon, because Baltoon's going to have old man hands and coRe's going to have old men lungs. So
he's going to have to use one of these trackball mouses.
That's true. No. At that point, Baltoon is praying that technology, the eye tracking technology, has advanced enough, and that he can just buy one of Elon's plug your computer into your brain things.
Yeah, the link thingy.
Yeah. The link thingy. We'd be great salesmen for Musk right now.
Oh my god, get the link thingy.
Yeah, the link thingy.
So many thingies that you can do with that.
Was it Neuralink? Yeah, just get the Neuralink, guys.
There we go. Oh man.
I was having a discussion with some RTS devs about that. They're like, I think what's really missing for RTSs, the next step is just like almost a form of the way you play the game changing, right? Like mouse and keyboard is limiting us. And I instantly was like, is this guy about to sell me Neuralink?
I mean, to be fair, you could start microing like the AI.
I think like if they can get the eye tracking tech right, that could be a very, very intriguing iteration that would benefit RTSs.
Oh, that would be so difficult though.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Like I think the only game I've seen it partially find a like valuable use in that I can recall was like Armor. For weirdly enough, there's a guy who was very good at piloting helicopters using eye tracking.
Damn.
Yeah. Me, I'd immediately crash it. Right, like, can you imagine trying to be the eye tracking guy? Because you know what would happen is like, if it wasn't elegant enough, you'd be microing the king, and you'd look at the enemy spear, and then you turn around to charge into them.
Oh no. That would be exactly the way it happens. That's why you need the Neuralink, so you're able to get context as well.
Yeah. But then at that stage, you know, like, then if the AI is like assisting you and the computer's assisting you, are we literally just making like an AI RTS?
Imagine Elon Musk testing out Neuralink and becoming #1 AoE player.
I mean, dude, he's making AI games now. Don't give him extra ideas, Jesus. That crap will probably sell like freaking hotcakes in China. Just make a mobile game. So we have a lot of spears coming in from Sassy to defend, which is intriguing because no one is interested in attacking it right now. We have a fast castle build from coRe.
And Elyona.
What?
It's
so
double SV.
After game one, where they were too greedy, they're like, really like being greedy.
coRe is looking at 4 knights and JD, and he's like, yeah, 2 spearmen, that's enough.
He's like, oh man, JD, tough to fight in age 2. Elyona, you gonna fight in age 2? No. Okay, I'm not gonna bother either. Let's go Castle Age and just build knights.
Oh, Baltoon though, he's found the angle with JD.
Yep. His little itch that he needs to scratch here. 1 tap, a 2 tap, and Sayonara Sucker. If he just click not what?
Does he have textiles? Does coRe have textiles?
It looks like it. No, no, no.
doesn't.
So he just didn't press Q.
Yeah, like you can
Neuralink would have pressed Q.
100%. Is Elyona gonna give over the sheep? He does. All right, so coRe's gonna have at least 200 food safely.
And now we're seeing the eye tracking software as he's choosing to attack the king instead of the 5 villagers on the gold.
Charlotte moving out. Where's he gonna move out to though? He's kind of being surrounded hard right now, and King's Palace coming as well. I think coRe just needs to like get outposts up inside of his base and bide his time and wait for Elyona to get him out.
It's so obnoxious because you don't want to dive the English player, right? Because that's attack speed, that's double TC fire. It feels harder to kill them than kill the HRE, but you're right. Like once HRE gets to the stage, they just lick a little bit of stone, sticking a spring or two. It's just as much of a nightmare. Like these are two of the more obnoxious civs in AoE 4 to try and dive in Castle.
Yeah.
I've almost killed the king. Just don't worry, guys. I've got infinite arrows for a reason.
Oh no,
hello.
no, the timing
Elyona gets
here.
found.
Oh, sacrificing some villagers here.
What? I mean, you could just camp the outpost right now. You could just camp that outpost.
He's not getting the age up in with that.
I'm a little bit surprised Baltoon's going this deep, though. He's got another knight coming in. I mean, probably feels like one is good enough to block it. Villagers are shuffling, but if you don't kill him, the heal will add up from the Abbey. We are just playing a game with Duck Duck Goose here, but Elyona is failing to duck.
So many villagers, he thought he was safe.
Ring a roses like a full on the north side. Wait, Sassy. Uh-oh.
That's the conversion. Gets the lead in. All right. Good play.
Yeah, I mean, you can't allow the Roman Empire to convert Limitane, because that would be you admitting that the real Roman Empire. And he admits
conversion this time.
We are still waiting for H3. The year is 1666 of our Lord.
Slowly but surely, the knights are going down. Elyona only lost 9 villagers. That's surely justifiable here.
You have to wonder, did Baltoon really need to dive the TC? Or would it have just been better to have stood here on the outposts?
I feel like it's so much time, right, that he's able to deny there.
Yeah, but like, you deny more just by sitting here, right? You can force him to cancel the King's Palace.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, it just feels a bit wild to me, because he had him by the long curlies, right? There was no way with like 8 knights there that he can protect that outpost. Dive coming in again. Limitane leading the way. The king is going to go for the body blocks here, and Elyona will shuffle into the outpost. So king goes down, but King's Palace, just touch it. Just touch it. This is not quick enough. This is expensive. Come on. No, he finally gets it.
Man, okay. Now it's only going to take Elyona
just trap yourself in,
3 minutes in order to get back from... Actually, yeah, like 4 minutes to get back from this villager deficit.
Strap yourself in, boys. Sounds like we got a late game for Elyona. Sassy, meanwhile, remember, he's got more villagers than this, courtesy of the efficiency of the system.
coRe, he's making knights, but there's 14 Limitanae out, and this is gonna be so rough because there's already about to be 15 longbows out on the field from SAS.
And John's just gonna sit there and farm it up, right? This is like building the foundation for the investment capital company. Now you let the stock traders on the floor do the work. Those little longbowmen are your stock traders. He's even blocking the relic returns. Finds another one. And he's like, let me just drop this off and leave.
Fine, have it. I didn't want it anyways.
Yeah, I just want, like, I'm just stationing them around my base for a summoning ritual.
Oh, it has a relic
Did he get arrow slits? No, he got arrow slits on that, though.
It is arrow slits.
Oh, no.
This might not be enough, though.
No. It's definitely not enough. Europez comes in. He does at least min-max it. But you have the torch damage to just stand here. I love how he just gets Jean out of the way. He's like, I know what you want to do. We're obnoxiously building a ram underneath the outpost now. Knights are arriving, though. I have to wonder if it may have been worth stepping away for a moment to just build this ram.
Oh, Jean gets killed,
goes down. Knights are in, though. Warlord coming through to buy some time there. We'll force the reset. But let it burn, baby!
Oh, no, villagers. That's a lot of villagers going down here.
Lightly toasted. For your amusement, looks like only one gets away. So gold gathering has been blocked. coRe has got I think no relics banked, right? Like that was the only one. The rest, like, look around his base.
It's all around his base. It's kind of pretty.
Two more, and we have a penta summoning here. Okay.
He's got one inside of his Regnits.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So in fairness, he needs to bring another one on the south, then drop the other one from the Regnits on the south, and then we can summon Exodia.
Every time you itch a little bit closer, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's just like 2 out of the 10 prelates required to get this home, right?
Oh,
maybe.
Nah.
Denied.
No. You just get another one in.
Meanwhile, I feel like we do need cosmetics, to buy. I think one should be coRe Siphons play Burn Baby Burn. Like, it's gonna be horrible as a content creator getting DMCA'd, but kind of worth it.
Definitely.
Disco Inferno. So, second relic home. And tech up on the way now from SAS.
Yeah, Golden on Tower. I mean, if you're getting to the veterancy on the Lombos, suddenly they're able to kill the Knights.
I mean, at this stage, maybe just build like... Nah, I was about to say build another coRe Siphon. Let's be real, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
What you need is Jean back here so that she can solo build a ram.
I like how Baltune and SAS just walled in coRe and Elyona.
I also love the wallings around the sacred sites. No gift, no take. Wolves say no, but don't worry. Wolves are definitely still going to be going up. There's double tech up behind this. So Elyona is, he'll be ready to participate in about another 5 minutes. He's got 11 crossbows running into 19 soon-to-be vetted longbows.
Hey,
Not good.
He's caught up with Baltune when it comes to the villager count.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
If I knew that like a few minutes of Castle Age with a King's Palace could achieve that, I'd always build White Tower.
Oh no, another Regnits probably needs E-repair on that. Keep it alive.
Call E-repair for a reason. Easy repairs. It's barely outpacing the coRe Siphon. The Knights will be gut Night as they look to run away. Double dunker as well, so Baltune just getting a little bit more XP. Are we close to level 3? I feel like probably not. Baltune done well, but he did die as well, so he wasn't present for a while. Probably like a, what, 400 out of 500 XP for Jean? I mean, this fight would gate you it, though. And we will not be switching to C. Veterancy, did he cancel and requeue Veterancy? I think he did, so he priored a different tech.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. He's getting some... Yeah, it's still not vetted up. The Midnight are, right? But the Lombos aren't. It's coming in now. It's coming quickly as well, so probably Conscriptio on it.
A little bit surprised by the Rangian switch here, though. You know, like, just let Baltune build the Knights and
really needed. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe... I personally would have expected, like, a mass-minute arm play.
Alright, that was actually crafty. That one night just gave time for the villagers to run away. Wait, hey, look, we're a step closer to summoning Gilgamesh with the 5 relics again.
Mass crossbows at this point in time.
Oh, the farms.
Not really achieving anything.
This is where coRe Siphons look good. You know what would be appropriate is after you burn a farm, if just like a fresh loaf of bread appeared there. I mean, you are like baking the wheat, right? A little bit overtuned, but...
Bacon.
You know, no, not bacon, that's something different.
I mean, that would happen, well, not quite bacon.
That should happen with the boar. You should be able to coRe Siphon a boar, and when you do, it just like, it's a full barbecue like display, right? With this little steam coming up.
Using a coRe Siphon on a full cattle ranch should make them have like 1,000 food each from the cattle instead of 500.
Yeah, and it should give you like the fresh food buff. So like, you know, your villagers gathering from it, then gather 20% faster. We're just adding MMO elements in here.
Depending on how many cattle you have in the ranch, it's going to be more and more. If you only have one, it's going to be like Wagyu quality.
And then like, you know, you should be able to click on the food when it's like, it's dead. But because like, we're doing medium rare, we're not doing any of that well-cooked crap, right? Because it's medium rare, it just goes moo when you click on it.
Don't even have to change the audio.
Wait, we don't actually have a moo noise when we click on cows, right? That's kind of sad.
Don't think we do.
How did RTSs in 2001 have the technology?
Bigger
I mean, hell,
budget.
RTSs back then were hauling cows at castles. I want that stuff. Wallow's coming in. It's going to buy a little bit of time against the dive. But don't worry, he's got more Wallows where that came from.
I mean, coRe.
Maybe use them.
I'm still a little bit perplexed as to the game state right now that we're in.
It's very weird.
Yeah, we're now also seeing some men-at-arms coming in from Elyona, and coRe has managed to get up to more knights than Baltune.
What?
Granted, they're not like Royal Bloodline knights, but...
No. But also, look what Baltune's doing. He's pivoting into horsemen.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this if you don't reveal it, but you just revealed it at the interception point, right? So we're already seeing a men-at-arms switch from Elyona.
The men-at-arms from Elyona are gonna do so well against the longbows with the bonus armor. Like, usually longbows can still fight quite nicely against men-at-arms, not against English men-at-arms, though. That's a good army.
Yeah, especially with attack speed aura. I'm surprised Sass and Baltune are trying to go in here. I mean, I guess the coRe Siphon's burn everything it wants to in core's base. Leave him alone for a second, let him feel sore.
I mean, it's 113 to 69. Nice military, but this game isn't quite over yet.
No, it's the quality of that military, right? Like, you're talking about crossbows and knights. Pretty nice, actually, for coRe and Elyona. The coRe Siphon can get rid of this. Unfortunately, right now, it's being pushed away by its army. It's finally moving in, so King's Path now under siege. Should force a reaction. And with that attack speed aura, it should be difficult right now for Baltune to contest. He only has 13 horsemen.
I think they're gonna take a fight here.
Limitane can be big here.
Yet.
Like, I actually think they want to be flooding more Limitane. Just cut the Varangian. coRe Siphon just says, hit me.
Frontline soon.
March in. Cool. Tries to back away, though. The men-at-arms are now going to be revealed, but the Knights do get on top of that. Gets that pump of the Divine Restoration. Jean should be able to get level 3 out of this fight. King gets sniped, and there it is. She's in. She's ready to fight and ready to be feared. The crossbows on the backside. Getting sniped down so well. Sassy on point with the micro here. Now, Elyona, only 7 men-at-arms left over. Way too many Varangian and spears, and he's even berserking them to brute force his way through this front line faster.
And the Knights with the Royal Bloodlines just so tanky here. Crossbows not able to one-shot them. GG gets called.
What a fight. What a read out of Baltune and Sass. It was looking like it was trending towards coRe and Elyona for a static defense there. But they found the perfect time and the perfect pressure point with those coRe Siphons to get it done. And get them from 1 point now up to 2. They are the ones that have the pressure leaning on coRe and Elyona. Nothing but perfection from the Frenchman and the German if they want to stay alive in Winter Team Championship number 2.
God, that village account from Elyona looks super, super rough. At the end, able to come back into it. But if you just imagine, if that King's Palace went up without this big idle time there, they would have been in a great spot.
Oh, man. Crazy to think. Like, I mean, that game felt like it should have been over so much quicker than that, right? Like, when Elyona got blocked on the King's Pass, looked like it was entirely over at that stage. But, you know, important lesson learned here. We were talking about this in 2v2s. You can't double fast castle. It's insanely greedy. And yeah, we see the replay now. This took so long. I mean, this is the tail end of what felt like a 3-minute King's Palace wait timing.
Barely. The last villager standing there gets it up, and what's left is Elyona with 21 villagers, while Baltune or Sass are 36.
Incredible. And I mean, you have to then be conscious of the pressure that was on coRe at all times, right? Idle on the food constantly, losing farms, losing the Regnets. Regnets which could take so long to repair when you've got such a small economy. These details all adding up. It's what made Baltune and Sass so confident. And he's that big pivotal fight, right? Like, delayed it just long enough to get the horseman in. And, you know, you may notice something very important here. It was the lack of hesitation to make the Vikings angry. Look at it. He just activates straight away the moment the Knights move forward of him. Beautifully done there to just brute force down so fast.
The men-at-arms just getting picked apart by the Knights and by the berserking Varangians there, and the crossbows just aren't able to pick apart these armored units quickly enough. There's also Landsknechte in there from Sass as well. Just having access to so many different unit types from different civilizations here, absolutely brutal. And 40 longbows in that last fight as well. Like, Byzantines truly can't do it all.
Well, what they can't do is appear in every single game in this series. No, they are going to be taking the back burner for game number 4. Looks like next up we've got Coastal Cliffs. HRE Malians versus IU Chinese.
IU been a very, very solid civilization at the moment. China should also be good, but I think you definitely can't underestimate Malians. Malians in the current meta, without like the mangonels and like the old mangonels, the old springles and stuff like that, Malians are kind of dangerous. They're kind of really dangerous at the current level, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to get played out now.
Yeah, it's also scary for one of the most popular IBID strategies at the moment, right? You can't play Desert Raiders into Malians. That's a death sentence. It's also a bit weird to play them into HRE because they can Archer Blob. So, you know, I think the onus is really on, like, what does China do here? Because, like, my worry is, if you don't want to play Desert Raiders, you don't want to play H2. So you're fast castling. But then China wants to, what, 2TC or fast castle? So I don't want to say we have a complete repeat of the last experience, but it does feel like a double greed.
I don't think there should be another double greed game, especially on a map like Coastal Cliffs. I would rather imagine that maybe we're getting something a little bit more cheeky out of course, similar to what happened in that Roos game on Pigeons Valley. Maybe a cheeky forward Barbican on the Mali player.
What's interesting about that as well is the Delhi snipe. Right? Because like if you want China, I feel like you don't mind the Delhi because you can Barbican block the Sacred Site and play a bit more greedy anyway.
I feel like Delhi nowadays aren't as bad into China as they used to be. Like you get good healing in, you get so many scholars, and Ghazi Raiders overall are just naturally good into China. I don't think it's an issue here.
Okay. And then, yeah, the Japanese snipe, not too surprising there, right? Like, now you have options on the table. If you want to play HRE for fast castle, that can work too. There's a lot of relics centralized here. And I think the thought process is if IU can't play their Desert Raider early timing, if you think about who can fast castle the quickest here, right? HRE should be able to be ahead. So you could try to go for those relics. So, like, there is a nice layer of flexibility there that I think most people can agree is quite obnoxious, the HRE. Very good at playing feudal, but also very good at just suddenly rushing castle.
That's true, but I think this one should be a feudal age game against a civilization like the Malians and the HRE. Like, Mali is interesting because they can counter U units no matter what age you're in, whether you're castle age or whether you're feudal age, they can counter U units. But the same goes the other way as well. You can counter Malian units no matter which age you're in, unless it's Freeborn Warriors, but that's like an asterisk, asterisk, asterisk type situation.
Yeah, very, very situational. Unless you want to do the 2TC Malian, might be a bit weird. I think there's, like, the ideal comp, right, is for Oil and Boil to just get into Javelin plus HRE Spears. Very strong. I mean, I wonder if there's even a realm of possibility for mine work here.
You could go mine work. Something that I've recently liked doing a lot is mine work into fast castle and just pump out those really, really strong knights with the chain botting armor.
Yeah.
It can be very, very strong.
Even earlier in the game, right? The whole idea of actually just flooding horsemen with all pikes, very good. Or you just go spears. And the thing I love about the mine work build is it makes your ram rush timing so much better. You're basically one ram ahead of where you'd otherwise be, right? Saving on the blacksmith, saving on the tech. Basically buys you enough resources there to get a ram for free. But we'll see. Sounds like we're just moments away. Remember, folks, we've still got another series to happen after that. After this, right? We've done 2. This is our 3rd. And then after this, we have got the Spanish Bros going up against Banter Boys, which was
Maria
Nugafy, yeah. And I think they also have I Am Jeffrey, but he hasn't made an appearance yet. So still another series after this. If you haven't subscribed yet, what the hell are you waiting for? I don't like ads. I like games. So let's get to what I like. Game number 4, Oiling Boil on match point. Let's see if coRe and Elio can bite back and get us a 5-game series.
Let's jump right on in. And here we go. Coastal Cliffs, the name of the game this time around. Baltian and Sass playing as the HRE and the Malians. On the other hand side, we got Elyona playing as the Ayubids and coRe playing as the Chinese. Another time without an IO opening. If this ends up being a Barbican rush, I don't mind it, because you do actually get a significantly faster Barbican timing without the early Imperial official.
The Barbican options look bad, though, right? Like, it's actually kind of hilarious.
On the right-hand side, you block out the deer, you block out the gold.
Yeah, you could maybe wiggle in there, right? It's tough, because if you get seen early, it's just a quick wall and then nothing, which is the worrisome part, right? So like from there, if that fails, you have no backup option. The thing I was going to say is quite funny is like, imagine if the player positions for each team, like, you know, Baltoon and Sassy and Elyona and coRe were reversed, right? Because Elyona is playing a gold heavy civ. With coRe's position, he would get no gold because there's triple foot gold. And then on the flip side, if the Malian player had Sassy's position, that's technically triple foot gold as well. So both sides kind of dodged a bullet by having the right player on the right side of their spawn.
Yeah, definitely could have been a lot worse for them here. But still, I think if, like, you could in theory Barbican rush an HRE player as well.
Yeah.
And get him completely off of gold. It's gonna make it hard for them. Like, it's not necessary to get them completely off of gold, but what you want to do is if they go for an Archon, you want to deny the space around the Archon.
Yeah. Agreed. And I think, you know, the key thing is going to be timing here if you're going to try it right. Like, Sassy should be aware of the possibility here. So you want to do your rotation, drop sheep, and then be scouring around the eastern sacred site to see it coming. Because if you see it coming early, you just get a cheap wall up between the cliff and the tree line, and then you can get this ridiculously high value Archon, which will be deer, gold, and the tree line.
Well, Academy coming in, so not a Barbican rush, at least not yet, and we do have the Archon coming in.
Am I the only one surprised by that?
I would have loved to see a Barbican, like a messy all-in feudal age game.
Oh, no. I was talking more Sassy's, like, Archon placement. Like, it's risky on the full tree. Yeah, but you can get that on the tree line, right? So you get the trees, you get the deer for a shove in with your scout afterwards. It's a bit risky because it's forward. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a forward wood line, right? It's not in range of your TC at all. That's how you really quickly lose the game. And we actually saw that on a toll today.
That's true. I think my thought process here is like,
value.
If you get hit on that, I mean value as well, right? If you get hit on that, it's mainly just the wood that gets blocked out. Bit annoying, but like you still have golden food for a full back of castle. So yeah.
I think he still has one lumber camp that's going to be in range.
Yes.
So he should still be fine, inspiration-wise.
Mance coming on the other side, so no surprise there. Imperial Academy. And then, of course, what was the choice for Elyona? I'm going to guess Growthwing here, because someone's going to have to be present in Feudal Age.
Could be an option. We're also... It's going to be... Oh, okay. We're going to get the Dervish Wing.
Oh, really? A bit surprising, right? Because we talked about how valid Javelin play is here for Baltoon, and the Dervish play is strong, but it's also quite weak against range units, right? And you are talking about two civs that are quite viable for that right now. Like, Javelins always have been bread and butter for Malians, and Sassy, you know, if he plays Feudal HRE, you're usually talking about, like, massing archers. So.
At the same time, like, you just get... We've seen it happen a couple of times. You then add a simple production building, and you're able to, like, even sit under an outpost.
It's obnoxious.
With the units, due to the healing.
I think it's difficult against Javs, but yeah, it works well against early archer count. The cool thing as well is, like, on a map this big, if he just goes for, like, advancement wing now, he can just hoover relics, so it's a counterplay against Sass on the HRE. So, walls already up. I think we might just get fast castle from Elio. Like, these are very, very early walls.
It would make sense. He's also walling in a relic behind that. coRe, on the other hand side, he's not going Song Dynasty. He's got a lot of villagers over on wood right now.
This is fast castle, fast castle.
I think this might be Pro Scout fast castle. Yeah, it is Pro Scout.
Yeah, but like Sass plus Elyona are fast castling, right? So Baltoon's the only person potentially playing the Age, but if we check his base, we're probably getting like double mill soon. No, okay, so...
Does he also have a mill? Yeah, he also has a mill. They're both Pro Scouting.
Yeah.
Paul needs a stable.
This is cool though, because you can sling it to your teammates, which is very important, right? Because you've got Camel Lancers on one side, and then you've got this big meat blob. Like, this is potentially a Burgrave game.
Maybe. Pro Scouts is going to be a little bit annoying though, but this is where the Dervishes could also come into play. Just heal up your scouts as you're carrying the...
Nothing to see here, boys. Nothing to see.
Pro Scouts came in. Warrior Scouts came in.
That's a dead scout. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
4 HP on that one.
He switches over to villagers instead, which of course with this high base damage now, he can contest. Shot to the face should scare him off there, so that'll get a little bit of breathing, really. Freaking
just set the Dervishes over, get like... Oh, that's a fast Regnitz. Good timing on that. Not a single economy upgrade. Didn't even build a lumber camp yet.
Man,
Slight smacker there with the
food for thought.
house.
Imagine how much quicker it would have been if he'd actually shoved the deer in.
Maybe like 10, 15 seconds.
10, 15, yeah. I think that's believable. It's also just the follow-up play, though, because it gives him a surge point. So we'll see how he does. I think we're probably going to see him open stables, right? Get 2 or 3 knights out. I don't think you want to stay knights long-term, though, right? You've got to be consciously aware that Elyona is likely rushing castle as well.
Healing's not bad.
For God's sake. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like people have been sleeping on this crap for way too long.
And there's also the Camelonese, right?
Yeah, and so there's Camelonese. There is the focus healing, which is 3.5 on a unit being attacked. But then there's also the AoE healing, which is 1, right? So like with double dervish, they're healing. You're healing 8 per second on a unit being attacked.
Good timing. That is a really good timing for the relic grab now. Elyona, is he also aging up? I think Elyona's also aging up.
He must be with that eco. This is probably...
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he got growth in. So, nicely done, right? Like, usually you would expect advancement, but as we say, you open the dervish, he'll be in a good position to snatch away 2 relics. The problem here is, like, Sass, I think this is a type of build where it's even worth just sacrificing a villager production to get out. Like, being aware...
Yeah, additional prelate.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you know it's a castle race against dervish.
Let's get behind this, still coming in.
He's going deep. You can't go too deep against dervishes. Like, it's also a gamble because you don't know exactly what relics they're going to take first.
Oh, there is.
This is so annoying.
A Donzo.
I mean, it's a scout. There's no way Donzo loses the scout. 90 hits later. This one arriving.
Man.
First Knight is out, though. So coRe should get blocked in this play, but Sass is not paying attention.
Yeah, the Knight isn't in range. Oh, coRe does manage to get out in time.
Balls on the other side. Baltin. Ooh, just about shuffles out there.
Able to kill at least one of the prelates here, but should be 3 relics at least for Sass. I'm guessing probably 4 with the one on Baltin's side.
Dervish is coming though, and this is so obnoxious. Yeah, like he's wait, prelate. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
No,
He's going away. He can't get it.
I mean, you can pull it closer though, right? Like, oh, damn it. Not able to get it at all. Big snatch there from Elyona.
Wait. Elyona for the eco and growth.
Yep.
Why is he only on 40 villagers? Wait, never mind. Okay,
because his teammate is Chinese.
Yeah. It wasn't Song Dynasty, so I was like, wait, nah, never mind. It adds up. It all adds up.
Taxman, yo. All right, this dervish, like, surely this dervish should... Everything in the map wants him dead. All coming in. Nice defense there. However, have you met his friends?
One of the dervishes should be going down there. Unless...
Eventually. Okay, there we go. It took a while. And now we wait. Wall coming up here, but the relic has been blocked for now. Oh my god. And coRe, this guy's got so much gold. Freaking Chinese. 2 TC as well from coRe. Lancers have arrived. Donzo's, whoops.
Didn't quite get the brace in.
Looks like Knights will be able to win over here, but coRe does at least take 1 knight with him. Meanwhile, an assault over that relic, a relic which Elyona doesn't really have a lot of dervishes to play with. He's only got 1 still available. Barbican drop is on the way, which would permanently secure that relic, though.
After a second, TC has also gone up for coRe, so economy scaling is looking not too bad here right now. Baltin, though, what's the situation in Baltin's space when it comes to the cattle?
It's not too bad, considering like coRe's got 2 TC.
Yeah, it's kind of not good, though.
Behind this, though, it's a 4-4 split, right? Because that relic's now secure because the Barbican, he's got 2 at home, 1 with him. And we are in a 2v2.
Is Baltin, I think he's pro scouting over to Sass at the moment.
He should be
giving resources to Sass. Yeah, he is.
Sass,
I think you should do both, like to both players, because like Baltin's also gonna need food. Like he's eating cattle right now. Oh, but this is gonna hurt again. That's so many
He
Camel
needs to
Lancers out
switch.
already.
Yeah, like this is what I was worried about with Sassy's playing the Knights. The longer this goes, the worse it gets, because you know Camel Lancers are coming. So he has got one archery range ready, but one is nothing at this stage.
If this was a mine work, at least it would be more fine against the bonus attack speed that the Camel Lancers have and the less attack that they have, but... And now Imperial Palace right after the Song Dynasty. Yeah, coRe's in a really good spot thanks to the Pro Scouts, and I don't think Baltian's got... Yeah, there's still like a lot of deer on Baltian's side. He hasn't really been too actively Pro Scouting them.
I think this is fine for Baltan though. Like it's 52 to 40 eco, right? And 4 of those are taxmen. So like getting the full line up at this stage, he's probably got like 4, close to 5 ranches full. So you know he's gonna have a timing here. Just needs to be very careful about these camels. Don't let them into the hen house.
I'm not sure how much of a timing this is gonna be. What's the relic situation right now?
It should be 4
I think
for
it's like
SAS.
4-3. Yeah.
It's 4-4, right?
It's 4 to... Wait, is it 8 relics or 7? I see
my brain is
3
like...
relics.
Wait, is it 7? Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right, yeah, because it's 3 default and then 1 extra per player. My brain was like, there's 5 in a 1v1, so now there's more play. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 7. So, I mean, it's Regnit's relics, so it's still pretty good for SAS, but does feel unfortunate to get denied that many. Wolves are almost up.
We also have villagers out on stone for Elyona, so he might also be going for a second TC. A lot of greed coming in, and coRe, he's getting a lot of food in though. He just needs to translate that into a lot of units now. We are getting the archer ranges.
Oh boy. That's crossbows on the way. SAS, his own crossbow, is going to feel a little bit underwhelming. I mean, this is the type of game where I'm going to whisper the thing that every HRE player forgets. Inspired Warriors.
Yeah, Inspired Warrior is nice.
Yeah, I think it gets slept on way too often, right? The +1/+1, and then the damage buff. I mean, on a crossbow that hits for 12 base, that's going to be an increase of 2 damage. And then with the extra armor, it's a differential of like 3, right? So,
yeah, 2 damage depending on how generous the developers feel.
Well, it's 12 and then it's 15%, right? I'm pretty sure Inspired Warriors is reliable. It's just hard to tell because of the way that the UI does decimals. Because math is hard.
It
just
is,
ask an
man.
English main. Like, how insulting is that from the devs? They're like, English people don't know math so badly, we can just not give them their 20% on all their units. Outrageous.
They can't tell the difference.
They're like, ooh, shiny buff, this must be good. What do you mean knights aren't getting buffed? Never noticed. Palace swapping down the way from Sassy though, so this is going to be his really big surge. Will allow him to gap close and cause eco advantage quite quickly. The pressure is mounting. So he can break through these poor man's walls.
Single villager, never mind. He's got friends.
Oh, this is tight. Might just be in time though.
But villagers, they're running outside to repair.
Oh my god, that was so close. Is it even worth it if you get through at this rate? The crossbows are starting to arrive. SAS has to back away. Yeah, at least minimizes it to what? 1 knight going down there. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and coRe making sure there's not going to be any pesky knights running around the back line of his base.
Baltoon, a lot of Musafadi being surged now. Meanwhile, SAS straight into the hand cannoneers. Bold. Bold against China.
I mean, hand cannoneers in the current meta, they are still very strong, especially against like mass infantry at the moment. Once you mix in horsemen, it's not going to be as strong anymore, or just knights in general, because they don't do like the bonus damage against them anymore.
Yeah, I think the trickier part is like hand cannoneers scales very slowly. You run the risk of coRe just rushing Imperial now, and then your entire like comp is discredited, right? Because coRe will be able to get the pyrotechnics, and then very quickly you won. Hello. coRe ambitious. They regret it. Musafadi ambush him, and yeah, there's the vision he's seeing right now. Like, where did all these units come from? Baltoon's hacking. Stealth, baby. Effective tool here.
That's a lot of them.
Yeah, I've got Inspired Warriors, by the way.
You.
With hand cannoneers, it's pretty vile, actually, because they buff the damage to the base up to 38. So a 15% increase puts you above what gunpowder used to get you.
It is a lot of damage that you get in with that tech.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you're actually like using it with your scholars.
You have to. I think you also have to toggle off healing. Is the big issue people forget to do, right? Because then they just buff instead, right?
I mean, with the healing, they made it so that if you heal a unit, it also automatically gets buffed.
Yes, but the problem is quite often, like, if you think about it, let's say you have a knight that's 230 HP, and you have 7 healing per second, right? And let's say you've lost 100 health. That is a lot of units you could have been buffing instead, right? That ends up being like, I think...
Yeah, but if you have a knight, I feel like healing that one up is also kind of important.
That's true. I think it's like the skew is when you're at max pop. When you're at max pop, you just want the army buffed, right? Like, it's kind of sad the amount of times I've seen people go Inspired Warriors, and they have like 3 units glowing in an army of 50.
That's a great spot for Great Wall Gatehouse there.
It's a vile spot. It's going to get all the protection. But yeah, like the biggest problem with Inspired Warriors is like when you get in the fight, and because units are taking damage, you're basically buffing like 5 units maximum instead of the entire army. It's really weird. So basically, A-Train needs a buff, and they should just... It's an aura. There you go. I figured it out.
Team Oiling Ball right now, they're kind of playing into the hand of Team coRe Elyona.
Yeah.
To this late game kind of situation. We're getting a lot of archers right now in from Baltune with poison arrows and a lot of Musafati warriors as well. The issue is I don't see them breaking the Great Wall Gatehouse. They might break into core space actually, and the thing here as well to keep in mind is that China, Zhugadu, they don't get the buff with the upgrade that Juji's Legacy gets, so they don't get an additional +1 damage against the lightly armored infantry.
But if you now go back for the other landmark, you do get a ridiculous attack speed buff.
You mean the Spirit Way?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I think it kind of balances. Like, think about it. It's 20% deep, like attack speed. Like, it's a 20% DPS increase. It balances out against an extra +3, right? Especially when you're hitting for like 15+ damage.
There's also healing coming in with it.
Yes. Like, I think it's very much worth it if you think that you need to go mass juke here.
It's 3,600 resource though, and if you imagine like Shuji can do something similar, go Ming Dynasty, and then they also have a lot of even more damage.
Like Ming's better there for sure, but like the idea of like the repeating crossbows, you kind of get that pseudo effect. It is definitely expensive, and they will have to survive the storm because for Baltune, he doesn't want this to go full imp late game, right? Like that's where his power spike gets discredited. So goes for the dive, looks for the fight before the upgrades can come in, but the elite gold hat upgrade already in for the crossbow line. Lancers struggling to get into position quick enough here. We have got some hand cannoneers in the mixer, the men-at-arms with the 2-handed maces as well. Actually, no maces there.
Well,
the Lancers should just be able to ripple through here. He's getting ready for a recharge. A dive to the back, and the archers won't be able to clear this up quick enough.
The entire Musafati army just completely gone here now. I mean, sure, a lot of Camel Lances have been lost, and there are barely any Spearmen remaining now from coRe. He was at like 30, now down to... Actually still has a good amount of 15. But the Camel Lance just absolutely carrying this fight there at the front line.
Yeah, more like Musafati with how quickly they just evaporated. I mean, this is the problem with them, right? Like, you need Donzos, arguably. It's probably your best call here. Instead...
Heavy Mason has come in.
It's going to at least slow things down a little bit, but now you have this worry, right? Core, the crossbow mass is pretty good, and Sass, that hand cannoneer idea was a pipe dream in the end, right? He didn't commit to it when he saw that the Chinese were going to try to go for Imperial.
Altune's fairly all in with his play. You can tell by his food right now. He's completely relying on the Grand Filani Corral.
Yeah.
He's actually added another TC though behind this. 2 TCs that he's added in behind this.
Okay.
Interesting. If he can sustain this now.
Yeah, so this is interesting actually, because if you thought about hand cannoneers in late game, you quite rightly say that China is best, and actually Ibids are subtly second best because of Mamluk's bravery. However, there is a pretty crafty play for Baltune, which is the first strike with the Fort the Huntress. That can give you a very big edge in the gunpowder exchange. And that is an ambitious keep.
It's gonna go up though.
China. Just Chinese things. Why do the hammers work so much quicker than everyone else's?
Counter White Hammer?
Is it like... Have they got like mechanical hammers? I mean, they discovered gunpowder first, so it wouldn't surprise me. Are we just gonna like zoom in on like Chinese villages building a keep and just see them with jackhammers?
It's the entire, it's the whole supervision thing, right? With the Imperial officials just supervising them the entire time. They can't just force into giving it 200% all the time.
Maybe it's like, because the taxmen take so much of their money, they need to work harder.
Maybe.
We've figured it out, guys. Every country just needs to increase taxes by 50%, and then everyone will get an extra job.
Or might need to help with ally there.
He's out of position, though. This burn through is coming in fast.
There's still a lot of cattle answers. There is hesitation, yeah.
Balton's just going to tech up instead. Imperial just around the corner. I mean, Elyona is going to be left behind here, right? Because he hasn't triggered his. I love how the synchronicity of that cannon shot hitting the unit and then the crumbling of the keep. Ricochet shot for the Huntress now coming in.
Oh, the crossbows. Now they're out of position.
There's no easy way out. He has to delete the wall, but the men-at-arms are already body blocking the retreat here. Allows the catch-up.
I don't think the body block with the men-at-arms does too much there. He can take them down with the crossbows, and now the reinforcements come in, and there's not a lot of men-at-arms remaining. And suddenly you get cattle lances onto the archers.
I just need to run faster than this. Thought the Huntress is still being built up, so at least getting space for the tech up, but the Camelot is indeed getting a desirable fight. However, keep in mind, these are only Castle Age units on Castle Age units, right? It's not like you've got that Imperial edge with these lances. Elyona losing quite a few, is now going to have to reboom that count instead of just going for the age up.
Keep has been taken down, so Sass is going to be able to now go on to these bombards.
Yeah, but not for losing his own castle. So bombards aren't actually moving away. Some freebies here for coRe. He's a bit distracted.
Oh, there's
everywhere
happening in his base as well. The men-at-arms just snuck in through.
Oh my god, he's getting more. All right, finally there's a realization of what's happening here. So we'll pull away off the gold. However, Trebs are wheeling up and getting ready to deal with the Great Wall Gatehouse next.
Halcyon, the reboom worked for him. Out to 90 villagers.
No switching to gunners or anything like that yet, though. Nestabees is going to start dealing with his spearman diving, but like I said, the Trebs, they will whittle down this landmark. As Elyona clicked attack up, I mean, his food, he hasn't really remassed Lancers, so we might have an age up on the way from Red. Very important at this stage as well. Like, he's the odd one out.
Healing coming in from the dervishes onto the villagers, at least keeps them alive here for the time being. Great Wall Gatehouse is helping a lot as well.
The Great Wall Gatehouse should start to flop now. There you go. And also, I love that. He's actually buffed the Trebs with the Inspired Warriors tech. I don't think they changed that to affect bonus damage there, right? So it's only the base, which is low.
I think they might have. We can select them.
It's weird because half of the things in the game now, like bonus damage gets affected by these sources.
Great.
Yeah, but like for example, geometry now works. Woohoo! It's a real tech, mama. Great Wall Gatehouse about to crumble though. Villagers trying to repair. Might just about be able to keep it up. It's gonna be on the verge.
It's gonna be on the verge. It's gonna burn now.
Yeah, but his Trebs aren't guarded.
Pushing in. Slightly guarded.
Sass has got a few land stick now in there, so smart read there, considering that Yuan was never secured by coRe. Puma even getting into the pie. Yeah, we're still the song this deep in, which is a little bit worrisome for coRe. I mean, he's having to funnel so many Palace Guard. He doesn't actually have the income to try and get a better dynasty.
And now in the base of Elyona, Balchion's in.
Was this Desert Raider wing? It had to have been, right? But like against mass archers?
They do have the front line here. No elite upgrades in though.
Yeah, meanwhile, elite tech's all there for Balton. I think he also does have the precision training, so these archers actually start to sting quite a bit.
Frontline is holding. There are the Palace Guards as well, helping out.
If Elio can survive this, this is where the Ibids get a bit vulgar. For multiple reasons, right? Like, they can play into the infantry comp, where they get Mamluk's Bravery, which is actually an insane buff in the late game. Or they can go into the Mass Desert Raider strategy, which is absurd for the fact that you get double university techs on those units.
Not just double, triple. You also get the ranged bonus on them as well.
True. How can I forget? Hand Cannoneers are at least going to mop up the Trebs. That's going to slow down the push from Sassy. That has bought the time for coRe to try and rebuild the Great Wall Gatehouse. Baltoon just really needs to get some full production going here. He's got a keep drop near this tree line just to the west. You really benefit from just getting some Raxes up, and they're now on the way.
We go. Elite upgrades have come in.
Gold trims ready to rim. Let's see what he can do with it. 16 Camel Lancers, 25 of the Desert Raiders. Hand Cannoneer transition now coming in from coRe, but it's slow. He only has 4 so far.
He had more just a moment ago, but lost them over in Seth's base. Rebuild has come in on the Great Wall Gatehouse, but coRe's struggling for gold.
And when you're trying to go Hand Cannoneers plus Palace Guard, I mean, you need active gold gathering, right? He's going to dry up very quickly here. Looks like we have already got Elyona prepping for the trade. In fact, they've both layered it at the back of their base. So that's going to be their recovery point. They need to get those traders surging.
Yeah,
with
need to
no
get
gold.
them surging very, very soon. That's the issue here for them right now.
I mean,
How are you meant to make hand cannoneers in order to defend your base? You need them in order to defend your base, but you can't get them out, and a lot of villagers left here.
What are those things, Crackety? What are those things I'm seeing in Elyona's army? And why are they being built?
I want to tell you, but I can't.
He has erected something that I do not like the look of, especially against Mass Musafadi.
Definitely not against Mass Musafadi here.
I mean, you're going to walk up, be like, yeah, I've got this, and then all of a sudden, 360 surround. He needs to,
just got
good
one
read.
shot.
He's got the outpost coming up, so smart read there. The other cool thing is, like, you know, if this for the Huntress is a little bit further forward, you get that first strike, which would guarantee the one-hit kills.
Oh my god.
So, Nestabees did get nerfed, except that. Yeah, that landmark is still ridiculous.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Palace Guard now
Good
coming
damage.
in.
Needs to
But
sound
he's
like
diving with the eco. Pretty good stab there. Takes out, what, about 10, 15 villages? However, it's the same thing that keeps happening. Archers need lancers.
Upgrades in.
No, because that requires gold.
Yeah. That's
How would you like me to pay for that? Remortgage my house?
Elyona, to be fair,
great.
as I
Mango's dead. Those cost gold.
Yeah. You get some big discount, but it feels like it doesn't matter when you're so far down on the gold count.
The only reason he has an army is because he went for the military wing. That is literally the only reason Elyona has units right now. This is hard. Okay, here we go. Tower of the Sultan, the big boys.
Coming in.
Looking small.
And they're going out again.
Yeah, those things are overcompensating for sure. Conference on the other side, at least going to get stabbed into, but these are 1,000 resources. 1,000, and you know where most of the money goes, where most of the budget goes, Crackety? The explosion effects.
Michael Bay personally directed that explosion.
I'm telling you, if there's ever a Hollywood conversion of Age of Empires, Michael Bay is in.
Oh, this is rough now.
You know what it'll also be? It'll be the classic demo ships. It'll be like, I need those in my movie. The ones that take out a whole army.
Get him back. Get him back in.
Diving towards the economy. At this stage, Elyona can't really keep his villagers off the front lines. Same for coRe, right? The tree lines, pretty much all they've got left is the contested area here. Hot zone for sure.
It's very little trade going on. 32 traders between the both of them. But trading to your ally, it's not that efficient.
It's still pretty ridiculous, but yes, it is 30% less efficient than the neutral. I mean, honestly, Sassy could just start trading with the neutral. If he really needs it. Look at the Landsneck wave coming.
It's a lot. 17 Landsknechte here. And get some mass palace guards.
Yeah, and funnily enough, like this is the game with Season 9. I'd say China is meant to counter Atri at this point with hand cannoneers, right? He can't afford them.
You need the gold access here, else you really, really can't keep this up. And there we go. Army gets denied on both sides here. The archers doing a great job against the camel. There's a
villager pull from Baltoon. Look at this. Don't look at it.
Over.
It's done.
There we go.
That
GG,
is it. Oiling Boyle will make playoffs. Coronelio not able to get past that 4th map. What a performance out of Baltoon and Sass.
Oh, man. I gotta say, though, that Pigeons View game, or Pigeons Valley?
Uh-huh. One for the tournament.
that was something like we gotta. It's similar to like the Louis MT and CSO versus Kazakhstan set where they played on Gorge. Like that's a game for the ages.
Agreed.
That's one that you look back on in like 2 years from now. You're like, damn, what a game.
That's, you know what that is? That is the one that I'm going to be dropping in Biddleland's inbox every week going, so when are we getting this added to the game? Yeah, the same thing with Gorge with Red Bull, right? It delivered such incredible maps. I still remember the infamous Mr. Clown Car with the HRE, right? An all-time great game. I mean, those are the type of ones you look for. So they delivered a fantastic game in this set. Fortunately, you need to deliver 3 fantastic games to make it through. So, Oiling Boy, keep the dream alive. But as we can see, as we get the recap of the final game of the series, Elyona and coRe starting off so strong with the Relic Denials, at least able to peel back the majority, but not enough to stop them. And Baltoon, what a great switch, man. That free TC choice really changed the outlook of the game for the Malians.
Yeah, if he just kept playing on 1TC, I doubt he would have been able to flood nearly as many units. He was only getting his fruit and from the landmark, so outside of that, he was kind of sitting dry, but then the 3TC and suddenly you're able to flood in so many villagers. Like, he went from 60 to 90 villagers in like a couple of minutes, like 2 minutes-ish. Or at least that's what it felt like.
I mean, it was impressive as well, the understanding on the map, right? Like, this is the thing. This map doesn't offer as much gold as, say, like a Dry Arabia, especially in reserve. They just use that against them. I mentioned that Elyona and coRe's comps are better in the hyper late game because their Imperial upgrades dictate it, right? Things like Pyrotechnics, Mamluk's Bravery, you know, the extra armor where you can get basically 30 melee armor on Desert Raid is fantastic, right? But all these things require gold to make the world go round. And although in the replay at this stage we can see between them they've got almost 4k in reserve, towards that end, good God, it looks like they could not get a mortgage on a tent.
Yeah, no access to the gold there. I feel like maybe if they managed to get the Great Wall Gatehouse a little bit further in front, maybe coRe could have gotten in enough of the hand cannons there. Didn't come into play though, and in the end, Baltoon Sass managed to just overwhelm there with that last final push. It just kept going and going and going, and Elyona and coRe, they just couldn't get them out of the base in the end.